I haven't gone through the program. I realized that the Governors Forum has done a fantastic job in scheduling everything that will be covered, because they're the fundamentals of what an incoming or a current governor needs to know in order to be effective in their job. I've therefore decided to deal with a simple issue, but an issue that is personal to each of you as governors, an issue that you have control of, and it's not about what anybody else does, but about what you do. And in doing that, I have chosen to ask a few questions. And I start with a question of you saying to yourself, who am I? How did I choose to take on this assignment? If you know who you are, and you've now decided to be the governor of the state by choice, because every candidate had to choose to do that, then you need to then ask yourself, where am I going? What is the goal for which I chose this assignment? And in choosing to do this, what is the value that I've set out to deliver to my people? And when you're done trying to answer those questions honestly, I always say to thyself, be true. Because no matter what we say to other people, when it's just you and your mirror, you can look at yourself and be truthful to yourself. But it's important that we have a sense of who we are, because in the journey of leadership, especially in Nigeria, sycophancy is very real. The pressure and of your society, of people around you, can change the fundamentals of who you are if you do not continue to remind yourself of who you are or why you took the job in the first place. And soon enough, you become something else other than who you were when you got started. So it's important for you to actually write it down, stick it up around yourself, and remind yourself often, this is who I am. This is why I took this job. And there are people whose lives depend on me. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what help anybody gives us. The federal government can have the most plans, the best, the greatest plans in the world. But the guys who touch my life and the life of every Nigerian every day are the governors of our states. I'm an Ibadan girl. That means my Oyo state governors are sitting there. I'm married to an Ondo man. My Ondo governor is sitting there. But the most important governor to me in this room is the governor of Lagos State. Why? I live in Lagos. All my businesses are in Lagos. My life is affected every minute and every second by what he does or what he does not do. And in reality, when we talk about the equity of trust, you can only get that trust from a people who trust what you do by how you affect and impact their lives every day. So what I am doing on behalf of my fellow citizens is that I'm pleading to say, now you have the power. Elections are over. Now you are in office, and you have the power of the state. You have the resources of the state. And get more, if you gain the trust of the people, they will pay more taxes. When you gain the trust of the people by performance and the things that you do, ultimately, you will benefit from it. Because when you see a great man do great things that affect your lives every day, when he becomes 70 or 80 or 90, he's done with the office. The position is over. He's no longer there. When you see him on the street, you will stop by to greet him. You will honor him. You will respect him. So my question to you is, how do you want your days to end? Because you're not at the end of your days, but if you have a vision of how you want it to end, you can walk back from where you are now to how you want it to be and structure the actions that you take daily in your state. Think of every action and how it will affect the lives of those people that don't necessarily have a voice. They have a vote, but they don't necessarily have a voice. And when you see children that are hungry, if they are from your state, you have failed them in some way. Yet, you have the machinery and the capacity to help them. When you see people die from simple medical situations that they need not to, it means that as a state we have failed. But we have the capacity to help and to make things different. Now, you're not going to be able to solve all the problems. That's important. But the integrity of the heart of the leaders and your commitment to truly change the lives of your people is what will bring for you all the help that you need. Because when a man sets out to do the right thing and he shows good faith, every kind of help will come from everywhere. People will do things for you without being taking a dime because they can see your commitment and the integrity of your heart. And therefore, for a nation to truly be great, the integrity of every man that is sitting at this table as a governor or a governor-elect is critical to to our nation building. You need to own your own vision for your life. You need to decide what you want your legacy to be. And you have the opportunity from this moment to build that legacy by the things you do every day. There will be people that will seek to derail you. But by being confident of who you are and making the decision that I will live true to how I was brought up, to my values, to what is right for my country, to what is right for my people, that I want to be able to walk freely amongst my people, even when I'm done and I'm old and tired. When you think with that determination, your actions will change things for people. You might not do everything. You will not do everything. Just choose roads, choose education, choose health. Make your contract clear with your state. Let them know how resources cannot cover all of this. These are the only things I will do in the next 4 years, and deliver on those things. Once you're clear and your people understand, they will stand by you and defend you in the day of trouble. And at the end of the day, you will get much more than any money that anybody can pay you. Let me just share a few little things as I finish. Something that Gandhi said, but that has impacted me very much. In this position, it's generally assumed there's opportunity for wealth. But if you want to build our nation and do it right and use the office that you have and use it right, you will be guided by not building wealth without work. You will get what you deserve as your pay for the office, but you will get much more than that from your citizens because you have done them right. Don't seek for pleasure without a conscience. Because in seeking pleasure without conscience, there will be traps set for you every day around you that will derail you from your goal. Which is why it's important that you know who you are, why you're there, why you set out to do this, and you must stick to that which is right to do. Don't seek for knowledge without character. A man that does not have character does not deserve to be leading any part of our value chain of leadership in this country. But if you're there, seek to be the example for the people that will serve under you in your government and the people of your state. Ultimately, there is so much joy in seeing the accomplishment of that which you set out to do, and in seeing lives that are fulfilled because of that which you have done. Don't seek for commerce without morality. In building the economy of your state, make sure that you can ensure that there's transparency and things work, and there's accountability, so people can see what you do every day. And even when mischief makers appear to try to turn that which you've done upside down, there would be ordinary citizens that will rise up to defend you based on how they have interacted with you and seen that which you have done. And as I finish, please don't seek for politics without principle. You know, people ask us every day, why aren't you in this party and all of that party or the other? Why aren't you joining in politics? Let's be honest. We do not have politics of ideology in our country so far. We have politics of people. And if you want the right people to gather and give us the critical mass that we need to build our nation, you are the next generation of leaders that can ensure that we begin to set the template and the agenda for a great nation to be great. It hurts me. It breaks my heart every time you're talking to people outside of this country and they open their mouth and talk about this nation that you know that within it is everything that it needs. We have all the human minds that we need to build a great nation. God has worked abundantly with resources. Some of your states are richer than others, but guess what? It's not even so much about how rich you are. It's how well you apply the resources that you have sincerely to the needs of your people. Even as you do that, ordinary citizens will help you to think through. You don't have all the answers, but you have humans around you that can support you. And they don't have to come from your state. We all need Nigeria to work. It doesn't matter what state. For me to drive from Lagos to Ondo, I'm going to come across how many states. So I need every part of Nigeria to work. To fly to Abuja today, assuming I was driving, imagine how many states of Nigeria I will pass through to get here. Every state counts to every Nigerian. And it doesn't matter where we come from. If you need help, look for the Nigerian that can help you. We all want this country to work, and we're very hopeful that because you have this position and you have this power, and people have trusted you with it, that you will use it effectively to build a nation, the portion of it that is assigned to you, and that you will work collectively for the unity of this nation. Because a nation that is divided against itself, it can never stand. But in the place of unity, I'm a Christian. The Bible says God has commanded his blessings, which means every time we combine our knowledge, our wisdom, and all our resources together, we can build a great nation that the world will be afraid of. I want my nation to work. I want to be able to tell my children, this is why I'm saying to you, you must live in Nigeria and nowhere else. And I ask for your help, that as you do what you have sworn to do or you will swear to do as you take office, that the Lord will help you to do it right, but that ultimately we will build a nation that we can all be proud of. Thank you.